guys, help me settle a bet.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I need some assistance. So obviously, Peter, as you're very familiar, there's a new Star Wars coming out.
Yeah.
And there's a new Star Wars trailer, and everyone's getting really excited about it. Now,
Yeah, some people aren't, but yeah, some people are. Yeah.
right, well, they should be, because it's Star Wars, and it's the best thing ever, so says Disney.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Now, we were having a drunken conversation, I might add, about what sort of Star Wars characters would make good Jedi.
Ooh.
And
That's a good question.
I made a case for Nacho Libre. Because I think Nacho Libre was a Jedi before his time. Because
Okay.
he gave off that big midichlorian energy, you know?
Nice,
that
yeah.
BME.
Yeah.
Just wondering do you think he would be a good fit, and who would you have liked to have seen in that trailer, just sort of lurking in the background of a shot?
It's hard for me not to pick someone who I think has the skills to be a Jedi, but that's not necessarily what the question is, because I keep wanting to say Darren Brown. He is a Jedi.
He is a literal Jedi.
He just needs to learn a little bit of sword combat, and he's the kind of mind that can pick up any skill anyway. So, you know, he's a boil in the bag, ready to eat Jedi straight away. But
He is hot and fresh out the kitchen.
yeah, but that's not really what the question is it? It's like I mean, I'm just saying he would be easy to train. It would be a quick job, but it's more like who would be a cool, interesting character.
Like Nacho Libre. Well, that's the thing, right?
I think Nacho Libre is a very strong contender, but personally, I'm thinking E.T., the extraterrestrial.
Oh my god, he is actually canon in the Star Wars universe.
Is he really?
Yeah, in Star Wars Episode 1, when they're all in the Senate, all talking, there's loads of these little discs sticking out the wall
Oh, yeah, of course, you're right.
with like a different species. And it pans across, and there's 3 little ET creatures in the Senate having a little
So
chat.
I went for one of the actually canon, non-canon Star Wars creatures.
Well, they did the crossover the other way as well, because in E.T., because it's like George Lucas and Spielberg were friends and stuff. And in the film E.T., they walk past a kid who's dressed as Yoda, and E.T. recognizes him. He sort of like glances at him as though like it's his mate.
Oh,
So-
cute. I was thinking, like, that's why I went for E.T., because he's very Yoda-ish.
Yeah.
I want to see him flip around and scream.
Oh my god.
I want to give him a lightsaber. I want to see what happens there.
Yeah.
It'd be so good. It would be so good. Oh, well, thank you, guys. Thank you for helping me with that. Now, before we talk to Kevin, we have Dave Benson Phillips news.
Oh my god.
My God.
So much, not just... So there's the thing that Mikey needs to... He shared it in our personal WhatsApp group, and I deliberately didn't look at it because I wanted to react to it on the podcast. And since then, there's been even more Dave news.
He keeps scandaling himself.
Well, I think the latter. I'm convinced now, after what happened last night with Dave on Twitter.
Dave on Twitter _2.
Yeah, I swear to God, he's doing it on purpose, and he's pretending that it's not, but he is. I think he's trying to be this slightly awkward. He's trying to be the character out of Get Back with Dave Benson Phillips, or whatever it was called.
He knows how to go viral now. It's basically by having absolutely no shame whatsoever.
That's all he's got left is his lack of shame. I'm going to see what numbers that tweet's pulling in, actually, before we get on.
I'm looking at it right now.
Whoa!
It's 28.2 thousand likes, 7.3 thousand retweets at the time of recording.
Wow.
Thank you to everybody who tagged us in this,
Everybody.
including Booth, who brought it to our attention.
Yeah.
Dave Benson Phillips at Dave Benson Phil. Have a good night, whatever you're doing, and don't forget to put your cocks back.
Classic.
And then the follow-up tweet. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yes, and I love the amount of context that's in there, as if
Yeah.
where he was when he sent it made that mistake.
That's why
okay.
That's partly why I'm convinced that it's an act. Is the fact that he included that little detail at the end. He apologized and I don't have the tweet in front of me, but he basically says, "Sorry everyone, it was a typo. I was queuing for my takeaway dinner," or something.
My sincerest apologies to those who were shocked or offended by my previous message, which was meant to be helpful. I was in a queue waiting for my takeaway meal.
Takeaway meal. Oh.
My takeaway meal.
Also, his Twitter is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I've now followed him because
As we approach the winter, it is time for me to break out the saucepan I use for making soup.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the Dave Renaissance right here. This is high quality
There are Dave
stuff.
songs.
The Dave Sans, yeah.
That's great. Speaking of which, actually, I do need to obviously post a quick photo of Dave Benson Phillips to let everyone know that we're recording. I wonder if there's a
cheeky
spooky
Dave.
version of Dave out there. Spooky.
Oh, there might be.
Spooky
Mikey,
Dave.
while Ben is doing that, can you hit me with a major Dave Benson Phillips
This is
news article?
it's a light article, but what it lacks in length, it more than makes up for on just Dave Benson Phillips.
Okay.
So the headline reads: Children's TV star says sorry for scaring shoppers.
Okay. This is Spooky Dave that we're about to hear from.
Oh, my.
What did he do?
I'm just going to send the picture from the article into chat if you want a spooky Dave. Mm-hmm. Right, okay, so it reads: A children's TV presenter has apologised to Worthing shoppers for scaring them at the weekend. Dave Benson Phillips took to his Twitter account to say sorry for causing a quote-unquote terror scare in BHS in Montague Street.
Oh no, that's not what I expected at all from this story.
Yeah. The former CBBC star of Get Your Own Back tweeted, "My apologies to the shoppers and staff at BHS Worthing for my son's balloon dog going bang in the store. We are all very jumpy at the mo." Fans of the star, however, found humour in the tweet and were quick to respond, saying, "Gunge him, and I'm sure they'll get her own back." So Dave Benson Phillips' his son caused a bomb scare in a BHS.
God.
Because his balloon popped. His dog balloon popped.
That's the entire article. It's not a big one, but my God, imagine just Dave in that shopping centre innocently walking around and then bang.
His son just his Dave bomb son Phillips.
Very good.
Explodes.
We can't escape Dave, can we? He's just a fixture now. There's really not that many scary pictures of Dave, is there? Like, not even a Halloween costume.
No, well, he is a children's entertainer.
Telling
so-
people to put their cocks back, so yeah.
Yeah.
Causing terror scares. Dave, what are you doing? We've spoken about this, Dave. We'll leave you out of it when you stop doing things for us to be involved with.
Yeah. We're trying to leave you out of it, but people keep tagging us in your latest scandals. Just stop being a scandal man. Right. Anyway, spooky, right? Is spooky? Should we run a spooky intro? Do we have a spooky Kevin?
I think so, but where I haven't seen Spook Kevin for a little while.
Okay.
This is the spookiest Halloween of all. Our spooky boy's gone.
Oh, he's behind you! He's behind you! Ah!
Oh my God!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Spookiots, the official Spookiots Spookcast. It's a spookversational spookcast where we take some spooktions from Spook at Spook and spook the lore of the three spooks, where everybody spooks.
Spook
us
things,
spook,
spook
us
long,
spook,
to
spook,
stalk,
to
spook
spook,
about.
us spook. I'm Spook.
And I'm Spook.
And I'm Spooky Spice.
Excellent. I'm Pumpkin Spice.
Oh,
There you go.
delicious.
Have you ever had pumpkin spice?
Yeah, it's a bit of a letdown. I'm not a big fan of it myself.
I've never had it. It just strikes me as if it's anything like actual pumpkin, which I imagine it's not. It's pretty disgusting.
I've never actually had real pumpkin, which I feel like I'm missing out on something there. I need pumpkin pie in my life.
Yeah, I imagine that's heavily sugared though as well.
Yeah.
We carved some pumpkins at work, didn't we, Peter? And they did not smell good.
We did. Well, they just smelled like pumpkin. That's just what pumpkin smells like. But yeah, I mean...
Bad. Smells
Yeah.
bad. Smells really bad.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah, we did. I enjoyed it.
How are we all doing?
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Just a bit scared, you know?
Oh, I'm on edge, but we'll get through this together.
It's just enough to keep you, fear is good. Fear makes you alert. It makes you, it makes you poo.
Yeah, it does. It
Gonna
does
keep
make
you
you
regular.
regular.
It keeps you regular, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Well, before we get started with questions and things, we've got to talk about Pod Squad. Now, as you may be aware, we recorded 2 podcasts back to back, I think in September.
Yeah.
Was it September?
Oh, fuck. God, it was a while ago, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I suppose it was.
It's been a long time. We did a live stream that went amazingly. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mikey's done a load of videos over on Triple Jump with us.
Yeah,
so you
boy.
can go and watch
He has,
those.
yeah.
And we've got so many donations because a lot of these came during our stream. But if you donate any amount of money, streamlabs.com/Vidiots official, between now and the next recording, you will be featured in Pod Squad. You'll get a shout out at the end and the beginning of the show.
Yay. Fantastic.
There are a lot of names.
Oh boy.
Because it's been a while. Are you ready?
Uh-oh.
Are you ready for this? You'll get some repeat names on there. If you hear your name twice, you're in Super Squad.
Got an extra 50's worth of name reading.
Yeah.
You did. Okay, are you ready? This is gonna be something.
Okay.
Do you guys want to make spooky like wind noises or like bats
occasional
or something?
thunder, cackling?
Occasional thunder.
Sure.
Yeah,
okay.
something like that. Let's spice this up. Okay, here we go. Princess Carla Love, E. Spurious, Steez Ace, JK, E. Spurious, Stedman 6413, Jagman 96, Samuel de Barber, Staniak the Great, Lord Juster, Plutonic 5000, David, active_current, Lanky Brit, Panther _modern, Jack without the C, Drewbert, The Walrus Clan, Viero, Stephen Scodes, Jack J.D. Bradshaw, Princess Carla Love, Arthur Anonymous, Stephen Scodes, Jeff the Mongoose, J_Harvey 95, David the Knob, Callum, Lord Brotovich, sexy young homosexual. Sorry, what was that one?
The Tory party.
Sexy young homo. That's the spookiest. Sexy young homosexual.
Oh,
Steve __ Zace. Tom Carey. Eddie Barron. Louis J. Weber. Loch. Sam G _LCFC. Cash _Squid. Joseph.
Zombie.png.
Bedsheet Ghosty. That Cat Gal. Joseph. Holt Honner, Jack without the C, Big Zach Lion, Joseph, the Ancient John, Lena, Big Zach Lion, Louis J. Weber, Big Zach Lion, Margaret, E's Spurious, Margaret, Eagle's Official, Bennett _SL, donation from ATL, Charlie Badger, Stephen Scodes, Princess Carla Love, Jessica, Matt Fulton, Louis J. Weber, Tommy the Wank Engine, Rusty Pizza, Lady Masquerade, Tiny Peter's House Invader, Cecil Prumps, Rusty Pizza, Awesome Fox 42, Fred the Shed, Thompson H, Rusty Pizza, David the Knob, The Real Michael B, Awesome Fox 42, Monica from Santa Monica, Tommy the Wank Engine, we're nearly there, E. Spurious, Ben Namaste, Prince Beefcakes, what does that say? Sharaza Combe, Ben B. Bangin', Extra 50s Shag, Sugar Chuff, Vicky, Big Titty Jesus 42, Lord Brotovich, Joseph, Rachel, Oppressive Squid, B, E. Spurious, Pod Squad, Lord Brotovich, Alex H, Robot Lady, Inspector Sammy, Pod Squadiot, and Nicholas.
Jesus Christ.
No, not he wasn't on the list.
Oh, sorry.
Actually, he was. Big Titty Jesus was on there.
Big Titty Jesus was
Jesus.
on there.
Yeah.
That is 100 donations since we last recorded a show.
Wow.
What the heck?
Thank you, everybody on that list.
Absolutely.
We'll read that again at the end of the show, and it'll be even scarier. I mean, it would be lovely to get 100 donations between each show, and if you want to help us reach that, then streamlabs.com/Vidiots official. Any amount you donate goes straight back into the show, and also to weddings and pigeon tattoos and Spider-Man PS4s. Yeah. So it's very much appreciated, and you will get a shout out. Peter, help!
Oh my god. Oh.
Peter.
Yes?
What's next?
I am Question Master today, and I brought some questions from the audience.
Ooh!
Because that's how this works. We do a tweet at Vidiots Official on Twitter, and you can reply with your spookiest of questions. I've actually got 6, because this first one we should just answer super quick. It's kind of something we have answered before in different ways, but it seemed relevant. So Lucy at River Fox, but the river has a 3 in it instead of an E.
Spooky.
Oh my god.
Says, you're all going trick-or-treating. What 3 candies/chocolates are you aiming to get?
Ooh.
There we go. So essentially, what are your favourite sweets and chocolates? We've touched on similar subjects in the past, but
it's got a Halloween cover on it, so it's yeah. Okay. Oh god, what would I want?
It's pretty much assumed that any chocolate bar you're getting is the hilariously mistitled fun size.
Yes.
That's bullshit.
It is.
Obviously.
You get a lot of... I guess that's the thing is, trick-or-treating sweets are more limited. You're not going to get all your pick and mix here.
No.
You're just getting shop-bought things. So Haribos.
Yeah,
There'll be Haribos in there.
there will be little packs.
I'd take a little pack of Haribos.
Oh, I'd love a little pack of jelly tots. That'd be nice.
Oh, jelly
yeah.
tots.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not a fan of jelly tots.
You know
Yeah.
what?
I wouldn't refuse them, but I would never choose them in a shop.
Are you not a tot? Je suis un tot.
No, just ne suis pas.
Je ne suis pas un tot. Pas un tot.
Pazentot.
Moustache and beard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Haribos. I like the occasional lolly.
Oh, a lolly. I would be very disappointed if I got a lolly in a
Yeah, I'm
trick-or-treat
not a
thing.
fan of lollies. I think lollies are irritating.
Yeah, I don't like the big flat disc lollies. I like the round. I like Chupa Chups or something.
Oh, okay, that's a good
Okay.
lolly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think drumstick lollies are the only acceptable lolly
Yeah.
because the sooner you get it off that stick, the better.
No, you're
You
right.
just eat it like a regular sweet.
I do love a drumstick. Yeah.
On that note, I'm going to go refreshers / wham bars.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like my teeth to be ripped out when I'm eating my sweets.
sure.
Know a lot about wham bars. Cooked with those recently.
We did.
Oh, yeah.
That video is out now
It is.
on Triple Jump
Gonna see us in the kitchen.
with Mikey
Reckon
cooking.
Mate.
Yeah, I like refreshers. I'll say that. I'll say Haribo's, Chupa Chups, or no, drumsticks are better than Chupa Chups, and refresher
Okay.
for me.
What are you saying, Mikey?
I'm going to go jelly tots. I'm going to go refresher, and I'm going to say, is it are Oreos counted? I do like a good Oreo, but would anyone ever give
They're
them?
just going to give you an individual unpackaged Oreo.
Yeah, I want to put my hand in the bowl of Oreos and just get my juices all in there, and then pick one out.
Yeah, some people do that. Some people have biscuits. Some people have like homemade stuff. Some old ladies give you apples and oranges,
Some old ladies don't get visited next year.
or they do, and they're gonna get TP'd. Which
They're going to get tiny peated.
They're gonna get tiny peated. No, I don't recommend the trick part of trick or treating. Don't do it. You're an asshole if you do that.
Yeah.
Mischief Night is the
Wow.
stupidest thing ever. Are you aware of Mischief Night?
Oh, is that a real thing? I always thought that was
Yeah.
just like, a rumor that like all the kids are doing naughty things. Is it real?
It does actually happen, yeah.
Oh my god.
Any excuse?
Yeah, to be a twat.
I would get a drumstick lolly.
Mm-hmm.
I would get a packet of Love Hearts,
Oh, yeah.
which are basically refreshers, but I like those. They're nice.
Oh, those
And-
ones. Yeah.
Yeah. And also a fun size Mars bar, because I like Mars bars, but I think Mars bars are so sickly sweet.
Yeah, what the hell?
There's so much of them that I feel like fun size is the best way to experience a Mars bar.
I'm glad I'm not alone in that, because I always thought, like, whenever I bought a Mars bar, it's like, oh fuck, this is halfway
This is a
through and I'm
mission,
already
isn't it?
sick of
This is
it.
going to be my whole day. There's just a lot of it, isn't it? Mars bar. There's a lot of Mars bar, and you can get bigger ones now as well.
It's just very dense.
Well, keep in mind that the Scottish looked at the Mars bar and said...
The Scottish.
The Scottish looked at the Mars bar and said, do you know what this needs? It needs to go into a deep fat fryer and be
Yeah,
battered.
this could be improved. Have you ever had one?
No.
I have. Yeah.
My dad had one once.
I'd argue that it does make them better. For some reason, the meltiness of it does really make a difference with how much you can eat.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, it is a lot more sickly, but it's more manageable sickly.
Mars bar like tray bake, like Rice Krispie cake things. You sort of melt that down. It's something you just make in food tech at secondary school. That's really good, but yeah.
I was just picturing a Mars bar tray bake to be a tray full of Mars bars that you put in the oven, and that's
It
it.
just melted, yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised if they sold those in shops, to be honest.
Gents,
Yep.
question the real number one.
Oh.
I'm going to go straight onto it. If money were no object, what would be your ultimate dream Halloween costume? Love you, you spooky boys. That's from Name Redundant at Demi the Weirdo.
Thank you, Demi.
Demi, thank you.
It's like Demi Lovato, but Demi Weirdo.
Yes.
Very good.
Just like it, Peter.
Yes. Ben, do you want to answer that question first? Do you have any strong opinions on trick-or-treat costumes, Halloween costumes?
I mean, I was never much of a trick and or Jesus. I wasn't much of a trick and or treater anyway, as I'm sure will shock you.
Yes.
But I do like to be beside the seaside. And what I want is, like, if I was to dress up as something, I would want it to be like a movie accurate replica outfit of some kind.
Okay.
So like some kind of superhero or maybe not superhero, because they tend to wear a lot of very tight stuff, and that would be quite unflattering, I think. Maybe Iron Man, with armor.
Like a proper cool,
or
like
Batman.
You see at conventions.
Yeah, like a full-on decked out thing. Okay, yeah.
I would like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure. I think my initial thought was I want to be downsized into like the little knitted Mikey. I want to run around as a tiny little knitted character, but that's not really within the realm of reality, is it?
That's if money was truly no object, that you could invest.
I want to be shrunk.
Yeah, all the money in the entire world into shrinking technology.
Oh, I don't
technology.
I don't like Transformers, but I really want like a really cool, really accurate. What the fuck's the main one called?
Optimus Prime.
Yeah, Optimus Prime. I'd like but like the original design from the cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that actually.
I think that'd be
that you can like curl up into a ball and you become a car.
Yeah, and I can actually drive around in it. I've got a little driver's license and license plate. I think that'd be quite fun.
Oh my god, that sounds great.
Amazing.
I would probably
You could run over Peter.
Yeah, absolutely. I would probably, if money was no object, I'd take the opportunity to have some like really cool, like latex special effects going on with my face, like like the Hat Films guys have got those custom orc masks that are made for their own heads.
Yeah,
just something like that. I don't think it would even be anything specific. Just like
the rules boss knows.
I'm about to tweet a photo of it actually. When I went to I've been Halloween costume shopping just now before we started recording. Like I just got back. And the Rules Boss hat was on a shelf up in the corner. So you too can go Halloween trick-or-treating as Rules Boss himself, if you wish.
Can.
I'd love to see that exchange between Rules Boss and the person handing out the sweets.
Yeah.
Hello?
I just go with some kind of really impressive cinema-grade special effects mask, sort of goblin or alien or something, Generic monster, but just really impressive. Great. Has anyone got a thing?
Yes.
Oh, Ben.
Oh.
I have a thing.
Thing me, Ben.
I will thing you, Peter. So this is not a spooky thing.
Okay.
I'm going to put that out there.
Ooh.
Okay? Here we go. I have prepared a statement.
Right.
Now, I know it's Spookiots, but I haven't got a spooky thing in the traditional sense.
Ooh.
However, I'm sure that you'll agree that the premise of my thing is at the very least spooky in a metaphorical sense. Boys, our planet is dying.
Oh,
The ice caps are melting. Emissions are too high. And perhaps most surprisingly, we're all just farting and producing too much methane.
Some more than others.
Yeah, thanks, Peter.
But what can you do to reduce your carbon footprint? Eat less meat? Walk everywhere? Holiday in your garden? No, says I. For gentlemen, I believe we should tackle this problem at its source. Now, Mikey's mentioned this company on the podcast before.
Oh, no.
And some of you may know them as well. They're called Shreddies.
Oh, no.
I was first alerted, Michael knows what's going to happen next. I was first alerted to the existence of Shreddies when I went for a wee at a motorway service station and stood in front of a big poster that featured a man in a white vest and boxers jumping in the air for joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he no longer has a problem.
He's got no problem now. We sell freedom, says the poster. I wanted to tell you that your product is a scientific miracle. I'm so glad I live in the decade this was invented. The testimonial below read. At this point, I was curious, and it continued. I can't tell you how thankful I am for Shreddies. They absolutely work. Your fart pants have literally given me a new lease on life.
What kind of life was this man living before Shreddies were invented?
I now refer you to myshreddies.com. Shreddies flatulence filtering underwear is the perfect way to treat flatulence issues. Our range of garments feature an activated carbon lining that absorbs all flatulence odors. Yes, that's right. These are scientifically designed and proven fart pants.
Yes, it's what I've always wanted.
Wow.
Shreddies' special toot filtering product line includes pants, jeans, pajamas, and chair cushions, just in case you wanted to, get one. Now, before we go any further, it would be irresponsible of me not to ensure that you don't confuse Shreddies the fart pants for Shreddies the breakfast cereal.
Well,
Don't fart into your Shreddies, please.
It is entirely possible that they're also knitted by nanas,
Yes.
and keep farts locked up until lunch.
Well, that's the thing, is that Shreddies, the cereal, is a little sort of crosshatch shape. I think if you built a sort of net of Shreddies cereal, enough of them, and lined your pants with them, I think they would have a very similar effect.
Yeah, I guess eventually they just get caught in all the little holes and have nowhere to escape.
But Ben, I hear you ask, how will this solve global warming? Well, I'm glad you asked, because we just so happen to work very closely with one of the leading contributors to looming fiery Earth death.
Yeah, who could that be?
You're correct. Michael, the farting was a bit much for me. Johnson's unbridled flatulence must be curved. And now we know how. Hello there. My name's Ben Potter, and I'm the editor for UK-based comedy podcast Vidiots. Each show consists of the three hosts bringing one thing to discuss, and given that one of the hosts, Michael, happens to be notoriously flatulent, I thought we might be able to work together on helping to fix this.
Oh, God.
Oh,
22 minutes later, I got a reply. And now, I'm going to turn the floor over to Michael Johnson.
So, can you hear that?
Oh, for God's sake.
In my hands, I have a package addressed to me, and oh boy, I wonder what it could be.
So, this arrived, and Ben told you, if you get a mysterious package, don't open it. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Is what has happened? Okay.
Exactly, yeah. So I just came back from my holidays in Singapore. I had a lovely time, and I got a message from Ben not long after I got back in England saying, if there's a package on your desk in the office, don't worry, it's from me. Keep it close for the podcast. And I've been like filled with anticipation for quite a while now, and now it all makes sense.
Oh.
So this is like Christmas morning. I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna see what goodies. So I'm first of all, before I look at the insides of the package, I can't believe you didn't just pay for this. You went to the PR department and got a free set. Am I correct?
Yeah, I think my email continues. Now, I don't know what your policy is on promotional pants. And they just said, yeah, where do you want them sent? So...
Wow.
Well,
I'm looking... Wow, okay, so
do we have a referral link, or...
Nope.
That's a shame, actually. We should have done that.
I think we need a follow-up from Michael next week.
Yeah,
but,
I'll wear them for a week and see what
Or possibly Claudia. Yeah, maybe...
We'll share them.
Yeah, well, I meant she can tell us, how it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at the little invoice inside, and it looks like they've sent me a men's hipster gift box.
Oh!
And there's a little white box in here which says Vidiots written on it in biro.
Great.
Okay, wow. Okay, so in the box is another box. Speaking of global warming, here's excess packaging. On the box, it's got a picture of a man in glasses with a bow tie and just the words, fart with confidence. I've been doing that for years. Okay, I'm gonna read the back. Shreddies, flatulence filtering underwear. Shreddies, flatulence... Oh my god, this is a word twister. Flatulence filtering underwear are a proven medical solution to flatulence, whatever its cause. Shreddies underwear features a special activated... Yeah, you read this already. This is what it says there.
Okay.
And, on the back it says tested and recommended by ITV, CNN, Huffington Post. I guess soon we'll be on the back of there.
Yeah, we'll be
Oh,
on
yeah, it might be.
All right, let's open up this bad boy. Wow, okay, so in the packaging there's a handy guide on how to use it.
Okay.
So
Put them on, fart.
the underwear must fit. The carbon back panel should be snug to the body, over the buttocks and under the gusset. What's a gusset? There should be no gaps in the leg openings. Body posture is critical. And then it's got like 4 drawings of how to sit in your Shreddies. So from the work, I've got to sit in 2 allowed ways.
Amazing.
And you're only allowed to wash it with soda crystals. All right, let's open this up and have a look.
Okay.
Wow.
What colour are they? That's what I want to know.
You know, like a lot of podcasts get sponsored by an underwear brand.
You know, a lot of podcasts get sponsored.
Well, we have to go out and ask for fart underpants. Wow,
Just
okay,
one pair, though.
These are a lot nicer than I thought. For some reason, I was expecting it just like a nappy kind of thing. These are really nice, kind of like proper Lycra underpants. Like, I could actually probably wear these and not feel embarrassed about it. Hide my secret dirty shame. I'm just going to put them on over my jeans.
Hang on, what was that? Sorry, what was that like?
Sorry, what was that?
Hide my secret dirty shame, I think was what
My
you just
secret
said.
dirty shame.
Did you read that from the box, or was that just you?
No, I just... this is what we... Okay, I'm slipping them on.
Okay.
These are really nice.
Over your
his
trousers.
jeans. I think the instructions probably say don't wear them over your jeans, but that's okay.
I do what I want.
I was almost facetiously saying at the beginning, like, that I was curious, how they work, if they work. But now I genuinely really want to know. I want to hear back, like, next week or next fortnight from Mikey.
Okay, they don't work going over jeans. It's a very, very tough fit. But these are really nice, actually. They're a good quality underwear, and they're black, so they're not too loud, unlike my bottom.
Well, we'll see.
Oh, God.
You got a silencer now.
God, Ben, thank you for that. This is the best gift I've ever received.
Don't thank me. Thank Shreddies.
Thanks, Shreddies.
Thanks, Shreddies. But seriously, do some extensive... I know you will, but do some extensive farting and report back. And then the farting might not be enough for people.
Well, I was just going to look up the name of that commenter, because she may no longer have to worry. Isabel Springer, worry not.
Your
The farting.
Your dreams have come true.
It will no longer be a bit much for you.
Oh, God, I'm actually, this is kind of like the mythical product that I don't think anyone ever actually buys, and I've got a pair in front of me. I feel honoured.
It's real. It exists.
Have you seen the advert for that spray that you can spray? You spray it into the toilet before you take a shit, and it allegedly makes this like film of oil on the top.
Oh,
and then when you shit into the water, the shit is under this layer and the smells can't penetrate, and so you're able to do shits that don't produce any odour.
When I want something like that, I just do a shit and then put cling film over the toilet, and then that usually solves the problem.
Yeah. Sure.
I'll send them an email, Peter, see what we can do.
Yeah, we need to find out what they're called. I don't remember. But...
Shit oil.
Yeah.
Shit slickers.
Oh, no.
Anyway, that's my thing.
Well, that I think that was pretty spooky.
God, yeah.
Michael had a mysterious package that he didn't know, he didn't know the contents of. There were
global warming,
allusions to the end of the world. Yeah, I think it's great.
Okay, good.
Got some things here.
Oh, wait, sorry. I just continued reading the bottom of the little pamphlet in this, and the returns policy states, garments containing any hair, marks, or stains will be rejected and returned to the customer.
Oh, Christ.
That poor returns person.
Oh, no. Someone has to check.
Oh, God. What they must have to put up with.
Oh, God. I wonder if at the end of the day, when you take the pants off, you just get an enormous waft.
Well, that's the thing, right? The instructions I was given, because I was asked what size...
Yeah.
Because there needs to be a tight seal around the body, which sort of implies that nothing gets out. So I was wondering if maybe they just expand over the course of the day.
Yeah, don't light a match.
There's one way to get a big old booty. It's farting my shreddies.
Wow.
Wow, Michael, your ass looks great. Ah, thank you.
Thanks. It's farts.
It's my shit box.
Yeah. Oh God. Well, there's so much for us to learn in 2 weeks' time. I can't wait to find out more.
Yeah, well, I will come back with a full report.
Okay, good.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you,
Ben. Thank you, Shreddies.
And thank you, Shreddies, our sponsor this week.
Shreddies, the fart people.
Oh.
Yeah, Shreddies, better than Turtle Beach.
Well, that's not much of a contest.
Oh,
Turtle Head Beach.
Oh no, we have got some questions here. James Goring, because of Gore, it's a Halloween name. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
At Corrosion Media, who actually did, I believe, the spooky Halloween version of the Worst Games Ever intro for the 2 spooky episodes we did in October. So thank you, James.
Oh my goodness. Thank you.
James asks, do you believe in any of the spooky folklore legends from around the world, e.g. Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, Mothman? What's your favourite monster mystery?
Ooh.
So we've talked about our personal paranormal. Loads and loads and loads of people asked, have you ever seen a ghost? And we've already talked about that, so I didn't bring that along. But
we've talked about our personal demons.
We've talked about literally our personal demons. But this is a different question. This is, do you believe in any of the famous ones?
You said Mothman. Mothman is one of the more fun ones. It's like this giant moth. Well, obviously, name's not pretty obvious. It's a Mothman creature. It's just like a man with mothy wings who terrorized a small town in America.
Yeah.
Like glowing red eyes. And it was quite widely reported. And it was very spooky when you hear about it.
And it happened just before this like big disaster where like a bridge collapsed or like a chemical plant blew up or something.
Yeah, you're correct.
And people talk about...
I believe it's West Virginia.
Bam.
People talk about how he appears whenever a bad thing is going to happen in this town or in this state or something. Yeah, it's an interesting one.
I do like a Mothman. I mean, obviously there's Geff the mongoose, but I think he's not allowed in this episode. He's too popular.
Yeah, no, he's in a league of his own, of course, Geff. But in a similar vein to Mothman, something that was widely reported, and could well have just been a case of mass hysteria, but was very much widely reported, was Spring-Heeled Jack in London in Victorian times.
Peter, that's my thing for this episode.
No! Is it really?
Yeah.
I love that story so much. I won't go into it then if that's your thing.
Yeah, well, you can help supplement details, I'm sure.
Sure, but yeah, I think that's a really interesting story because there's loads of people who talked about it happening, sort of independent accounts. A lot of historians say that it probably was just mass hysteria, or like it maybe happened to one person, and then as the story started to spread, then loads of copycats just started feeding into the legend by like imitating him. But
yeah,
anyway, it's an interesting story. We will get to it soon.
Ooh.
But yeah, that was my main answer really for that question. I used to want the Loch Ness Monster to be real when I was little. I had a book about it, and I just don't think it is. It's not. There's no compelling photograph of the Loch Ness Monster.
You're breaking my heart. Maybe it's just camera shy. I would love Nessie to be real because it's a very cute little creature. Well, in my mind at least. I'm sure in reality it'd be a horrible, large, gargantuan, slippery, eely thing. But
yeah, I guess so. But the most famous picture, the surgeon's photo, as it's called, is he admitted that it was a cardboard cutout on a floating toy submarine. And
it looks pretty good, though. I mean,
it does look good.
Like from the picture, you can tell it's a tiny thing. It's not the size of a monster because of the ripples in the water. But it's a fun idea.
It is, yeah. But all the other pictures aren't really that good. So I think that one famous video of the Bigfoot there, the Patterson video.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty intriguing. People have done like crazy analysis on it, and they say that they can like see muscles contracting in its legs as it's walking along and stuff like that. So that's kind of, that's interesting. I don't know what I believe about it, but I like that film. I think it's really good.
There we go.
Whether it's fake or not.
Ben, you got any choice favourites?
Well, this is part of the problem why I'm not. Well, part of the reason why I'm not a huge Halloween fan is just this kind of stuff just doesn't really appeal to me. Mm-hmm. So I don't really have any takes or opinions on any of it because I don't think about it much because I don't think it's. I don't think any of it is real.
What?
I don't think any of it's real. Yeah.
How dare you?
So I just don't think about it much. It's always interesting to learn about it, and I'm really looking forward to your thing because I love a good conspiracy. I think they're great fun. But for the same reason why I'm not a huge fan of Halloween in general, I don't really have a favourite folklore monster thing because I just don't think about them at any point ever.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm really sorry.
I don't believe in almost any of it. Like I say, I think there's some interesting stories / purported evidence out there, but like there's nothing that I think that I'm convinced is real. But I like hearing compelling explanations for something that like could be real in a more like a scientific way. So for example, one thing, I can't remember if I've talked about this in a podcast or not, but there was this tribe in a country that isn't England and has tribes. Yeah, that was good. I think Flores in Indonesia. Flores.
Okay.
And it's an island. And there was this like local folklore / fairy tale thing of these tiny little people who would like come in the night and steal your food. And they called them, I think, Ibu Go-Go or something, which roughly translates as Granny Glutton. Oh my God. Granny Glutton's going to get you. So this was like a fairy tale, and like the local scientists and historians said, oh yeah, well, it's just a bit of folklore, isn't it? Then, in a cave, this hominid skull was discovered, like, you know, just like a quote-unquote caveman skull. But it was a new species that was essentially like the size of a hobbit. And they're like convinced now that like, yeah, definitely on this island there used to be these tiny little people, and the fact that the people in Flores still have this story is it's almost like they call it folk memory, which is that once upon a time there were genuinely like two different species of human there, and the tiny ones were maybe like coming to the camp at night and stealing stuff, and then even after that species died out, like, you know, thousands of years ago, the story has just been passed by oral tradition, and it still exists today. But there's actually like a scientific basis for it. I just think that's really interesting. That you know,
that is interesting.
I just like them because they're fun stories, really.
Yeah, but you know, we have all these like fairy tales and legends and stuff, and some of it could be real in a non-supernatural way, which that's the most interesting thing to me. That it could actually be real in a scientific manner.
I think it's all nonsense.
Oh,
Not codswallop.
Oh,
Boulder Dash.
tell that to the archaeologists, Ben. Yeah. Tell that to them.
Go and
Who
ask.
found a hobbit skull?
I fucking did.
Go and ask.
Go and ask them.
Shall I roll into my thing then? Since
Yeah,
we're so
that would
closely
make sense.
intertwined.
Yeah.
Right, everybody, get ready to get spooky.
I'm ready.
It's early 19th century London.
Too spooky. Dial it back.
You're walking through your neighbourhood on your way to the pub to buy a ye olde pint. Ooh. Your neighbour throws their excrement out of their window and waves to greet you. You close your nose, wave back, and continue on your way.
Did they do that in the late 1800s?
Yeah, I mean, I wrote it down, so it can't not be true, right?
Okay, yeah.
I'm sure there was still some poo flinging in that time.
Yeah, probably a bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Suddenly, in the distance, you hear a series of cackles. A shadowy figure in the distance leaps from building to building. Chills go down your spine as you realise you've just witnessed the legendary and mysterious Spring-Heeled Jack.
I love that delivery there. Spring-Heeled Jack.
I suppose.
Yes.
I guess so.
In Victorian England, the scariest boogeyman was a fire-breathing devil man who could jump unnaturally high. Some said he was a demon, while others thought he was just an extraordinary, agile human. Reports started to appear in 1837. Residents of a London neighbourhood began to report bizarre attacks from a, quote, a ghost, an imp, or a devil in the shape of a large white bull. Mainly attacking women, the figure/monster would ring a doorbell, and when someone would answer, it would ravage their clothes with its claws. Other sightings have him simply ambushing people who were out walking. Similar reports continue to trickle in throughout the rest of the year, with strange crimes being attributed to assailants in the guise of a ghost, a bear, and/or a devil. These disparate reports would eventually lead to the theory that this mysterious monster might have been a group of well-to-do men dressing up and scaring people on a bet.
Yeah.
It's a bit spooky, is it? This started off as, a weird, spirity, ghosty, bully thing that would ravage people, but then it started to evolve. The story got scarier from here.
Oh no!
It did.
The Lord Mayor of London at the time even came out in January of 1838 to address the growing number of stories, bringing up the theory that the attacks were perpetrated by a gang of wealthy jerks. That's not my wording, that's from a website.
Wealthy ne'er-do-wells.
Oh.
Yes. Cads.
However, that didn't stop the legend from growing, and as the papers reported more accounts, the devilish figure came to be called Spring-Heeled Jack, as many of the reports involved the creep leaping in front or away from his victims in such a way that no mortal man would be capable of. And now it starts to get more fleshed out. Jack really took shape after two of his most well-known attacks. According to an account that was widely publicised at the time, in February of 1838, a man rang the doorbell of Jane Aslop. Oh, spooky.
Oh, love this bit.
Can you do the doorbell noise, please?
Ding dong.
I don't think they are ding dongs in.
No, they did. Tling,
tling.
In February of 1838, a man rang the doorbell of Jane Aslop, screaming that they had caught Spring-Heeled Jack and that they needed help. When she brought the man a candle in the dark street, he proceeded to breathe blue flame in her face and tear at her clothes and skin with metal claws. She ran backwards towards her house, but he continued to cut her with his claws until Aslop's sister came to her rescue, scaring off the attacker. Aslop described Jack as having eyes like red fireballs and wearing a helmet and a tight-fitting white outfit.
Ooh.
That's a bit sexy.
This is kind of a fun bit of the story, is that a man named Thomas Milbank was arrested and tried for the attack on Jane Aslop. However, due to her insistence that the attacker could breathe fire, he was not convicted. Nah, it's not him, he can't breathe fire, innit?
Go on, breathe fire.
Fantastic.
Another one of the most famous reports of Spring-Heeled Jack was by Mary Stevens, a servant girl who was walking through Clapham Common alone late at night. She claims that the man jumped out from a dark alley, grabbed her with a tight grip, kissed her, naughty, and ripped off her clothes. She managed to escape, but when the others tried to help locate her attacker, no one could be found. The day after the incident with Mary Stevens, the man described was seen near her house. He jumped in the way of a carriage passing by the driver and... He jumped in the way of a carriage passing by and the driver careered off the road, severely hurting himself. Then the creature escaped by jumping over a 9-foot wall.
What?
Oh, spooky. I like imagine the mental picture here. It's this springy human like a flea, cackling as they go off in the distance. I am Spring-Heeled Jack.
I don't like him.
People said he had a really high, shrill voice as well, which is even creepier.
Did he fart?
The evidence is stacking up against me. Yeah. No, he wore Shreddies, thankfully. Sadly, things got a bit quiet from here until 1843, when a new wave of sightings swept the country. That is when the attacks on carriage drivers became much more common. And in 1904, Jack made what is considered his last confirmed appearance in Liverpool, where he was witnessed leaping up and down the street before jumping onto the rooftops and bounding away forever.
Oh my god.
Hey, do you have any more fun information about Spring-Heeled Jack? He's a fun boy.
No, yeah, I mean, like my favourite bit of the story is when Jane Alsop gets attacked, where like... Because the way I heard it as well, it wasn't just... this guy rang her doorbell, and when she came to the door, he said he was a policeman, and he was like, we've caught Spring-Heeled Jack in the alleyway, and I need a candle. So she went in to get one, and then when she came back out, he like tore off his helmet, and it was Jack.
Oh my god, wow. It was like, surprise!
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I don't know if I do know much more than that. That's just, it's an interesting tale.
It's a fun one because there was multiple reports of it happening, and it's quite a specific thing to see.
Yeah.
A man jumping and screeching from rooftop to rooftop.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe that there was a fire-breathing man. I think it was, possibly some kind of chap who could... I don't even know if I believe there was a man who could jump over a wall like that, but maybe... I don't know. It's just, like you say, it's weird that lots of people kind of seemed to see this, but a lot of historians put it down to just mass hysteria. But either way, it's a very interesting story, I think.
Maybe over time accounts got exaggerated, and in fact he just leaped over small fences, giggling away.
Oh my god, he's got mobility and not cholera.
There's an interesting...
Ich bin es, Spring-Heeled Jack. Ich kann so hoch springen und sehr laut schreien.
Oh, it's been a while.
Oh, hi Peter, du bist sehr groß.
Thank you. Yes, I am. There's a...
Was ist los? Ich bin es, Spring-Heeled Jack. Ich kann so hoch springen und sehr laut schreien. Oh, hi Peter, du bist sehr groß.
She's struggling.
Any guesses there?
Oh, there was something about No, I wasn't paying attention. Just
You weren't listening.
no, not really.
Wow.
What's up, it's me, Spring Heel Jack. I can jump so very high and scream very loud. Oh, hi, Peter. You are very tall.
Oh,
Oh,
what a sweetheart.
thank you very much.
Robot Spring Hill Jack, then.
There's an interesting book I read once, like a fiction book called The Strange Affair of Spring-Heeled Jack, where it would kind of be spoilers, but basically the first sort of 2/3 of the book are just those events playing out, essentially. They've chucked in a couple of historical characters as well, like when you play an Assassin's Creed game, and just coincidentally, like every famous person of that era is there.
Just to ground it, make it seem a bit more real.
Yeah, so they've done that, but then I'll spoil it.
Oh,
if you don't want to, if you want to read the book, then just put your fingers in your ears for the next 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Everyone. But basically, the last third of the book is it cuts to the future, like the year 3000 or whatever, and there's this man who has invented a time machine. And part of the time machine is that he has got this thing that allows him to jump up into the air like 10 feet before he makes a time jump, because he says, like, oh, if I travel in time, I don't want to be like buried under the ground if like the ground level has moved.
Well, that's fair enough.
And then when he arrives, he goes back to Victorian England to like do something with like his family or something. And when he arrives, his machine breaks, and so he then spends like a bunch of time jumping over walls and stuff. And
Wow.
Cute.
yeah, well, he ends up attacking a load of people for various. I can't really remember it all, but yeah, it kind of just comes up with this sci-fi explanation of it, which is kind of cool. But
That's fun.
We all know it's Mikey from the future who's gone back.
yeah,
With my Shreddies, I'm just jumping around with joy. I'm trying to tell people the good news, but my metal claws keep accidentally ripping off all their clothes.
Hey guys, look at my cool claws.
maybe you don't have springy shoes. You're just briefly lighting. You just strike a lighter at the small hole in your pants, and
I release the pressure, and then off I go.
yeah, it's like rocket fuel, and then you quickly extinguish it when you get over the wall and save a bit for later for your next jump. It's like Thunder Pants.
Yeah, it's just like
Oh,
Thunderpants.
I was just saying, I fucking that was like one of the 2 DVDs I had as a kid. So I watched that film about 20 times.
Fantastic, of course.
Good old-fashioned Thunderpants.
Thanks, Mikey.
That's all right.
Thanks, Mikey. We'll do a couple of questions, and then I'll do my thing. Gents, create your own kids' TV creepypasta. A la Tickle Monster, says Ben Mousley. At Ben Mousley. Mousley.
You okay? Are you all right?
Mm.
No. Mousley.
Is there someone you want me to call, or...?
No, don't call anyone. Right, creepypasta me.
I think Mr. Blobby's like the most obvious contender for a bit of a pasta, isn't he?
Yeah.
I like to think that there was a clone of Noel Edmonds, and so the clone attacked the real Noel Edmonds and cast him into this body of Mr. Blobby forever, while this evil Noel Edmonds took on NatWest Bank or whatever it was, Lloyd's TSB, and ruined Noel Edmonds' reputation forever thereafter.
Oh, no.
And inside, the screams, the Mr. Blobby sounds are actually just the cursed screams of Noel Edmonds trying to get free and tell people.
It explains why occasionally when Mr. Blobby's head falls off, you see the face of Noel Edmonds underneath. But and yet you often see them in the same room together. So there must be two Noels.
There's got to be.
You've solved it, Mikey.
God, I'm a genius.
God.
I think I've thought of that because I've got like a Podiots Google Drive document where like I paste in my things for the episode, and for some reason I've still got the Mr. Blobby erotica in it. So every time I finish reading my thing, I just see the start of it there, and it's I really need to
The
delete that.
Blobberotica.
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 Oh, no.
Did you guys know that... what's the name of the creepy grandpa / uncle in the Tweenies? Do you remember?
Jasper? No,
Jasper?
Max.
Is it Max?
Max sounds right. Was that
The
the
one who
dog?
dressed as...
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scandal confirmed, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that entire show is taking place inside Max's head? Because there was a horrific house fire and he lost all of his grandkids and his dog.
Oh, no.
And it's his little happy place.
It's his little happy place. And at the end, it's just going to play this sad... it's going to play Moonlight Sonata as it slowly zooms out of his head and transitions, and he's just sat looking out a window in like an insane asylum in a wheelchair. And that's the...
Still dressed as Jimmy Savile.
Still dressed as Jimmy Savile. And that's the series wrap. That's the series finale shot on Tweenies. There's like...
what?
25 seasons of like colourful adventures and Milo purging, and then that last scene is just, and it was all a dream.
Or even spookier, like a final shot of the series is Max with Bella in the hospice.
Unplugging her.
Bella.
And he's just been telling her stories while she's been in a coma. And that's what it's all been.
No. Did you know, also, by the way, guys, bit of trivia for you here.
Okay.
Ooh.
You know, in Get Your Own Back,
Yeah.
there was that bit where the grown-up would have to dress as a huge baby with an open mouth, and the kids would have to throw food into their mouth hole as the grown-up ran away.
Can I just say very quickly about that bit?
Yeah.
I was always really, really into the food that they threw in there. It always looked really good. Just like
It
giant
did,
chips
yeah.
and stuff.
The big foamy chips.
Yeah, I was,
Yeah.
I was super up for that. Like that always made me want a giant foam chip.
Yeah. They look delicious.
Yeah.
Well, what you might not know is at the end, the kid who doesn't win the quiz for the gunk dunk, they get taken out the back, and that baby doesn't actually have the grown up in. The grown up's in the green room for that game.
Oh my god.
That's a real monster baby.
Oh, God.
And in order to... It doesn't actually eat the foam chips, because obviously Dave pulls them out at the end and goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 40 points! So in order to feed the baby monster, they give it the unsuccessful child at the end.
Oh, my God.
And about a day later, after the child has been digested, the big baby monster is brought out back into the studio, where it tops up the gunge tank with a little baby child plop. So actually what is happening in Get Your Own Back is that you're dunking grown-ups into the digested remains of unsuccessful contestants.
Oh my god. Is there any word on where the babies are now, and can they get us?
Well, you'd have to ask Dave Benson, I guess.
I don't know if he'd answer. Can someone
They
else...
were left in his care. Do you trust Dave Benson?
Please.
Can you all go and tweet Dave at Dave... I can't remember what his username is. Dave Benson Phillips on Twitter. Don't tag us, though, and don't say it's from us. Just inundate him with stuff. Loads of tweets that just say, what happened to the giant babies? Where are you keeping the giant babies?
Tell us, Dave, where are they? I think we've got a good future as creepypasta writers.
I was scared.
It's pretty compelling stuff.
I need to borrow those pants.
Does Shreddies work on poop as well? Is it just kind of like a non-absorbent nap at that point?
You've got one hell of a week ahead of you, my dude. Oh, no.
Dominoes incoming.
Oh, yes.
Various experiments you need to try and see what they can withstand.
I will put them to the test, I promise.
At Izzy the Gifted, whose name is My Side Was Given on Twitter, says, if you were a ghost, who would you haunt?
Michael Johnson.
You'd haunt me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I just want to see if those pants work.
Yeah, it's just like a kind of way to surveillance me, isn't it?
Boo!
I'd haunt... I'd haunt either Richard Dawkins, is that his name?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The atheist.
Yeah.
Or the other one.
Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson?
No, not the British one.
Oh.
You know...
The soft-spoken one? No.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's
what the fuck's he called?
And he's not British.
The English guy.
Oh, I thought you said not British.
No, yeah. The one...
Well, he did, like, the universe stuff.
Yeah, what's
Yeah,
his
I know exactly who you're talking
goddamn
about.
name?
What the fuck is he?
Oh, God, it's just gone.
BBC?
Professor
Brian Cox.
There we go. How could we forget? Don't forget to put your Brian Cox back.
The world is just an infinite space with
Space.
lots of ghosts in it.
You can look back into the past.
Don't go too far. Or
It's amazing.
if you look too long into the abyss, The abyss gazes also into you.
Oh no, Brian. Yeah, because I would really want to see how they react. Also, maybe just Neil deGrasse Tyson actually, because I, for some reason, really don't like him.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. He's a bit of a knob.
He comes across as a bit of a knob, doesn't he?
He seems like a bit of a twat. So yeah, Brian Cox seems nice enough. I wouldn't haunt him. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Okay. Yeah. Before you go, Mikey, I've got a real answer.
Oh.
I would haunt one member of the sort of one host of a ghost hunting program, just one.
Oh.
Just one. So everyone else thought that they were insane, and they're like, "Oh, what was that?" And it's just me over and over again, and they have no way to detect or prove that they're being haunted, but I just make it seem like they are.
They put like a foam chip in a place and then put like a chalk outline around it, and when you move it, they're like, oh my god.
The ghost, it's trying to eat. It's trying to eat the foam chip.
Oh.
So you would go to like a group of ghost hunters, but only one of them can see or detect you. So they just appear crazy. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, basically. So, because obviously it's all a load of fucking bullshit. And they do seasons and seasons and seasons of these shows where they find fucking nothing. Mm-hmm. And yet people keep watching them. So I want to haunt just one member of the cast. Just one.
Can you do Derek Acora? Because I'm a bit sick of him.
Derek Acora?
Acora, yeah.
No, he's not allowed.
He doesn't do it anymore because he was demonstrated to be faking it.
Really? I mean, well, obviously, but yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah. I mean, obviously, but they also actually showed that he was doing it. So the people on his team apparently like totally believed. I think some of them are believers on Most Haunted. What's her name? You know, the lady
Yvette Fielding or something. Yvonne Fielding.
That was it. I was trying to. That's the one I was going to give an example of. I couldn't remember her name.
Yeah, I think she is a believer, and she thought Derek Acora was really channeling ghosts. But then there was this one. I've seen the clip online. There was this one thing where he was taken to a castle. And oh my god, Michael's just posted a picture of him.
He's not looking good.
He's not looking good at all. They took him to this castle and they allowed him to think he was overhearing a conversation about a ghost that existed in this castle. Oh. So he was like eavesdropping on these people, but they knew that Derek was listening. And they said, oh yeah, well, I wonder if Derek, maybe later on when he's doing the channeling, he might hear from Creed Kafer. And they talked about this character, Creed Kafer. And lo and behold, later on when they were shooting, Derek was down in the basement or whatever, or the cellar. And they were like, what's your name? And he goes like, Creed Kafer, like that. And what he didn't realise is that Creed Kafer was made up by these people. And it's also an anagram of Derek Faker.
Oh, very good.
They got him good. They got him good and hard.
Oh, get him hard.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, everyone's favourite Scouser, Derek Acora.
So I think the clip is available if you want to hear him say Creed Kafer in a really strange way.
Because he's a fucking liar.
Is it? I think there's another clip of him being possessed by a goat. A ghost.
He's just going, meh.
He just bursts out with, Mary loves Dick.
Oh yeah. Mary loves Dick. Mary loves Dick.
Oh.
I think there was one where he chucked a lamp at Yvette Fielding as well. He says he goes, caw. He does. He's standing there and he keeps grumbling confrontation under his breath in a really strange way. He goes like, confrontation. And then he just goes, that's what you want. And then he chucks a lamp at her and they have to like try and control him.
That's such a good way to get away with just abusing your co-host.
Yeah.
It's such a load of bollocks, though. Like, it's all... I don't know how anybody could believe in that shit.
Yeah, I've watched some really good compilations.
Oh, I love ghost hunting programs, but yeah, a lot of it is quite shit.
Yeah.
I think I've decided who I'd haunt, but it's going to be a nice haunting.
Oh, yeah.
I'd haunt Paul Chuckle as the ghost of Barry Chuckle.
Oh, that's nice.
to let him know everything's okay, but I guess it's not that okay because I'm faking it. It's not actually
just leave
Barry.
Like written in steam on his shower door, just like to you.
Me.
Oh God. What happens when? What was the one that's still alive?
Paul.
What happens when Paul dies? Is Barry stuck there then? and they've missed each other again.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And you get to the other side and be like, "Oh, Paul, like Barry, thanks for keeping in touch." I'm like, "That wasn't me." And then you'll spend eternity wondering who was haunting him on the other side.
That's a lovely, strange, lovely idea, Michael.
I just want to make sure he's okay.
Yeah. Well, he's DJing with Dick and Dom now. He's doing DJ battles with them. I think he's doing all right.
He's doing wonderfully. I'd love to be in that position. Oh god, I googled Paul Chuckle just to make sure I had the right one, and in like the Google auto suggest on images, it's just Paul Chuckle sad.
Oh, no.
Not anymore, though. Not anymore.
0 results from Google.
Yay!
Yay.
Because Mikey's haunting him as someone else.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. I've got a thing.
Is it time?
It's time for a second look at 7 terrifying monsters that are sort of definitely real.
Ooh.
From whatculture.com, written by Peter Austin.
Age 12.
Age 12. It's probably I've not even proofread these. They might well be written as though they're age 12. But if you both want to pick from the remaining, I can read them to you and you can find out how these monsters are actually sort of real.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Werewolves, cursed mummies. I think we might have even done. That's the Tutankhamun curse.
We did Frankenstein.
We did
and
zombies and Frankenstein's monster. Yeah.
Okay.
Werewolves, cursed mummies, but I may have talked about the curse of Tutankhamun before. Vampires, killer clowns, and witches.
Oh.
Witches is just historical witches, maybe not. I mean, you sort of know, you know that they existed.
I'm feeling killer clowns myself. I want to see.
Yeah.
Where's that based from?
Okay. Sure. Killer clowns. Here we go. You'll know some of it. You'll know one of them, but there's more to it than that. So we go on to talk about John Wayne Gacy.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
But we begin. Given that we've already discussed the potential existence of inherently supernatural beings like werewolves, it probably won't surprise you to learn that regular old killer clowns are very much out there, because, you know, they're actually scientifically feasible.
Yeah.
One notable individual became an internet sensation when an unnerving photo was posted online on Friday the 13th of September 2013. The image depicted a clown resembling Stephen King's It standing on a Northampton street. Similar photos of the so-called Northampton clown surfaced over the next few weeks. I will post the picture in the chat.
This was when this was a whole thing, wasn't it?
This
Yeah,
was sort
the
of the
clown
beginnings
craze.
of the killer clown craze.
It's horrible.
So that's just a creepy man standing on a street. Yeah, so this is the beginning of killer clowns, or the creepy clowns that people were doing. Fortunately, it later turned out to be nothing more than a stunt by a local filmmaker who just wanted to give people a scare. However, there are actually a number of very real killer clowns out there. On the 26th of May 1990, a Florida resident named Marlene Warren received a knock on the door and went to answer it. The man on the other side said, "We've caught Spring Hill Jack in the alleyway, bring me a candle." Oh! No, that's not true.
Oh.
God.
Her son, who was also home, then heard a gunshot and ran to the door to see what had happened. What he discovered was chilling. His mother was lying on the doorstep, and a clown could be seen casually leaving the scene,
Oh my
holding
God.
flowers and balloons.
Joker 2019.
Well, yeah, sort of. Nobody was ever convicted for the murder. However, this crime pales in comparison to a disturbing killing spree that had occurred 2 decades prior. In 1978, police in Illinois searched the home of John Wayne Gacy in connection to the disappearance of a teenage boy named Robert Piest. The search and further questioning resulted in the discovery of 26 young men and teenage boys buried beneath the crawl space at Gacy's house.
Cute.
3 other bodies were found elsewhere on the property, and Gacy admitted to a further 4 murders, with the remains having been dumped in a nearby river. The murders had invariably been preceded by sexual assault, which is horrible. Here's where the clown comes in. The most disturbing part of the story is that John Wayne Gacy was known to have had an alter ego during his 6-year killing spree, Pogo the Clown. I will
Spooky.
share the picture, which I'm sure Mikey has probably seen. But I don't...
I was literally just about to post it in the chat.
Oh, yeah. Well, there we go.
Oh, lovely.
That's him. Dressed in full makeup and costumes that he designed himself.
Oh.
Pogo entertained at a number of local charity events and even claimed to have attended children's hospitals.
Oh, good.
There was a media frenzy over the story, and Macy was forever dubbed... Gacy, it should say. A typo. Was forever dubbed the Killer Clown, receiving the death sentence in 1994.
Has he been executed yet?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's long dead. I'm just going to quickly, because I know for a fact he was a pretty big man. Just googling his height. So he was 1.7 meters in feet, not an inch. Oh, he wasn't that tall. For some reason, I thought he was like really tall, but he's not. He's only 5'8", but he was quite like a big guy anyway. So he's quite imposing. But yeah, he's a spooky boy, especially with that fucking face makeup.
Yeah,
There's no actual evidence that he committed murders while dressed as a clown, but in any case, he looks horrible. So.
Yeah, it's more fun to believe that.
Get him.
Ben, would you like a scary thing?
Could I have a vampire, please?
You could have a vampire. So, most people have heard of Vlad the Impaler, Bram Stoker's inspiration for Dracula. He was essentially a scary Romanian nobleman who had an insatiable passion for sticking people on spikes in the 1400s. Others have heard the stories of Elizabeth Bathory, Bathory, a 16th century Hungarian aristocrat, I always say the American pronunciation now, who spent her days torturing and murdering people and her evenings bathing in her victims' blood.
Hey!
An alleged attempt to preserve her youth and beauty. However, that's not really what a vampire is. Vampires bite necks and don't like the sun and hypnotise fair maidens and chill out with bats.
Nice.
The closest you get to that is rabies, but that's actually a lot closer than you expect it to be. Ooh. A 1998 paper by neurologist Dr. Juan Gomez Alonso managed to link numerous aspects of the vampire legend to sufferers of rabies, with the suspicion that might have actually been a genuine source of the story. For a start, one surefire way to catch the condition is to have a run-in with an infected bat or wolf, both of which are associated with vampires.
Are wolves associated with vampires?
What? Wolves?
Yeah.
They turn into them sometimes, don't they?
Sometimes, yeah. In some stories, vampires can become wolves. They can certainly become bats in a lot of stories. Sometimes wolves as well.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Once the disease sets in, it begins to affect your brain in various ways, sometimes causing you to seek lots of sexual activity, or simply driving you completely feral and decidedly bitey. Rabies can also make you hypersensitive to a number of stimuli, including direct sunlight and even strong odours like that of garlic.
Whoa!
Oh my God.
Meaning you're probably going to be coming out at night and avoiding escargot at all costs. Very good, past Peter.
Oh, Peter, age 12. What a hero.
You card. When you look at it from the right perspective, rabies is a lot like vampirism in all manner of ways, and may well have inspired the very first legends. And then I sort of wrap up. But, you know, if you get bitten by a bat or a wolf, you might decide to come out at night, go and have sex with pretty young girls, and then start frothing at the mouth and biting them.
Wow.
Oh,
And you don't want to get that garlic away from me, fella. I don't want that at all.
What a night.
Yeah.
Oh, what a night.
Unbelievable. Well, thank you, Peter.
Oh,
You're welcome. Hope you're terrified.
absolutely.
I'm really... In fact, I'm so scared that I think it's time to wrap up, isn't it?
Yeah.
We had our 5 questions.
We have. Oh, actually, no.
had
Have we
it.
got one left? I think we've got one left.
Oh, we got it.
Did you get 6, you crazy,
Well, I
crazy man?
said that
He
the candy one was a quick one because we've already.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. What's the scariest non-horror movie you've ever seen?
The Mummy.
The Mummy.
The Mummy, really?
Yep. The bit with the scarab beetles under the skin crawling around.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was not good for me. No, thank
God. Okay.
And also CGI The Rock.
Yeah.
you. Yes. I didn't make it any further than that, I will admit.
Mikey?
Oh, God, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I'm
Every
sorry.
time I think of one, it's like I'm like, well, that's sort of horror-ish.
Yeah, like, I mean, well, it's not horror, but was it The Witches, the Roald Dahl film?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Would you count that as a horror? I mean, it's definitely supposed to be spooky, but it's a children's film with, spooky.
Yeah, it's a
bits in it.
children's film. I think that
Yeah.
counts as for an answer. Yeah.
I think I've said this before, but that transformation scene is fucking stuff of nightmares.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when he turns into the mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god.
God no, that is pretty horrible.
Spookums.
I think when I was younger, I was really, really scared of velociraptors from Jurassic Park.
Oh.
I don't know what the scariest film I've seen as a grown adult is, but yeah.
Watership Down.
Oh, definitely. That's a spooky one.
It's up there.
It reminds us all that we can die, and we will. We're all going to die.
Yeah, and you will. And when you
no.
do, it'll be bloody and violent.
Yeah, absolutely.
The only way.
That was from Jamie Moran at Jamie Rail 87.
Jamie Rail.
Yeah.
Nice. Fantastic. Well, thank you, everybody, for things and questions here on Spookiots. This is Spookiots episode 2, isn't it, technically?
Is it? Was the last one spooky?
I think, yeah.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, we
We did
did
a
one last year.
Spookiots
didn't we?
last year. Yeah.
Oh, last year. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. If you would like to support us, as we know you already are, but if you'd like to go one step above, there is actually some merchandise you can buy. store.yogscast.com. I believe there's a discount code, Michael.
Oh, you're right indeed. Use code Vidiots at checkout for 10% off everything on the Yogscast store. Let's see what's new on the shop. There's some High Rollers dice on there, a new
Nice.
TT t-shirt, and you can use code Vidiots for 10% off all that, but we'd much rather you just bought all of our t-shirts and mugs, and so we got more money. Thank you.
Yes, please. Yes, please. We're also available on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, all of them, .com/Vidiots
Official.
Twitch.tv/Vidiots Official as well. Mikey just streamed. So if you go over to our YouTube, you can see the VODs of not only Michael's stream, but also the stream we did together. It was sort of like almost a Vidiots variety show. We sort of messed around for 3 hours and just did all
was good
sorts
fun.
of fun stuff.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. Streamlabs.com/Vidiots Official if you would like to donate to get a oh God.
A shout
to get a
out.
shat.
Ooh, a shat.
To get a shat at. All these great people did that too. There's 100 of them. Are you ready? Here we go.
Oh boy.
Princess Carla Love, E. Spurious, Steez Ace, JK, E. Spurious, Stedman, Jagman, Samuel de Barber, Staniac the Great, Lord Juster, Plutonic, David, Active Current, Lanky Brit, Panther Modern, Jack Without the Sea, Drewbert, The Walrus Clan, Viero, Stephen Scose, where's my background ambience, guys? Jack J.D. Bradshaw, Princess Carla Love, Arthur Anonymous, Stephen Scose, Jeff the Mongoose, J. Harvey 95, David the Knob, Callum, Lord Brotovich, Sexy Young Homosexual, Steez Ace, Tom Carey, Eddie Barron, Louis J. Weber, Loch, Sam G. LCFC, Cash Squid, Joseph,
One.
Jack Without the Sea, Bedsheet Ghosty,
Two.
that Cat Gal, Joseph, Holton, Jack Without the Sea, Big Zack Lion, Joseph, The Ancient John, Lena, Big Zack Lion, Louis J. Weber, Big Zack Lion. What's that one?
A crow or something.
Okay, carry on. Margaret, E. Spurious, Uber Eats Official, Bennett SL.
Uber Eats
donation from
Official?
ATL. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Donation from ATL. Trowling Badger, Stephen Scodes, Princess Carla Love, Jessica Matt Fulton, Louis J. Weber, Tommy the Wank Engine, Rusty Pizza, Lady Masquerade, Tiny Peters, House Invader, Cecil Prumps, Rusty Pizza, Awesome Fox 42, Fred the Shed, Thompson H, Rusty Pizza, David the Knob, The Real Michael B, Awesome Fox 42, Monica from Santa Monica, Tommy the Wank Engine, E. Spurious, Ben Namaste, Prince Beefcakes, Shereza Combe, Ben B. Bangin, Extra 50s, Shag, Sugar Chuff, Vicky, Big Titty Jesus, Lord Brotovich, Joseph, Rachel, Oppressive Squid, B. E. Spurious, Pod Squad, Lord Brotovich, Alex
Spring.
H, Robot Lady, Inspector, Sammy. What? Spring?
Spring. It's a
Spring?
spooky sound effect. Spring Hill Jack is back.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Makes
right,
sense.
okay. Pod Squad it, and Nicholas. Woo!
Well done, Ben.
Streamlabs.com/Vidiots Official. Thank you. Donate there and you can be part of Pod Squad. You'll get a shout out at the beginning and the end of the show. If you'd like to see what Peter and I do on a day-to-day basis, you can do youtube.com/Team Triple Jump. Isn't that right, Peter?
Yes, absolutely. We do all kinds of shows on there that you might be familiar with if you're a Vidiots fan of old. We're doing Worst Games Ever. We're doing Prove It. We're essentially doing Piece of Cake, but it's just called Rules Boss, featuring actual Rules Boss.
And Michael Johnson.
And Michael Johnson sometimes. We do cooking as well. We do the cooking show, which is separate to Prove It Now. Oh, it's great. Go do it. We do other things too, that brand new, that we didn't do at Vidiots. It's all fantastic.
Amazing. And Mikey Joe Johnsonson, he's over at the Yogscast and doing all sorts of fun things over there, aren't you?
Yeah. Oh, at Paraboy on Twitter, that's usually where I post all my nonsense. That's the central hub for all of my internet activities. I mainly stream for Vidiots. I guess that's my main online output at the minute in this podcast. But you never know. There's always some fun stuff around the corner. Might try and do some more fun videos, a la the chocolate pot noodle.
Oh yeah.
Do a fart pan video.
Oh my god, I've got to do the fart pans video now, haven't I? I'll record every fart I do with the Shreddies.
Excellent. And all the comments are just going to be the farting was a bit much for me. All of it. Every single one.
Oh no.
Well, you know what you're signing up for, clicking on a video that says, all my farts documented for 2 weeks, .mov.
And then afterwards I'll sell my unwashed Shreddies for £100.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Finally, please leave us an iTunes review or a review/rating on your platform of choice. It helps. Something to do with Alan Gore's rhythm.
Alan's Gore rhythms.
Alan's Gore
spooky.
rhythms. Boo! Spooky. Anybody got a spooky question to end the show with for the comments?
Although we've talked about our own on a previous podcast, maybe the audience should tell us about their paranormal experiences.
Oh, that'd be quite fun, actually.
Yeah?
I had one, well, it's not exactly paranormal, but the other day, my alarm turned itself on, and it went off, and it doesn't make any sense, because for it to stop, I'd have to turn it off on the morning, and then it went off again later on in the day.
Weird.
The switch had been flicked. It's spooky.
Very
Oh my
spooky.
god.
I hope you put your cock back.
I'm sorry? Sorry, I was queuing up for my takeaway meal. Fantastic.
Okay.
Anybody seen Kev?
Kev? Is he behind?
He's in the casket over here. Do you want me to open it up?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. I wonder if it's the scary version. I don't know if I still have it on my computer. Let's find out.
You'll be hearing it now, maybe, probably.
Yeah.
Who's to say? Thank you so much for listening, everybody. Have a safe Halloween, and we'll see you next year for Spookiots episode 3. Bye.
Bye.